Hello and welcome to this video on the Aboard import template file. In this video we're going to go through the last step of the import, which is the validation part. So in previous videos we've gone through all the different sheets in the file, showed you how it can look like when they are filled out, and in this video you have filled out the file already and are ready for the next step, which is to validate how the data has landed in Aboard. So the first thing is you need to go on to this web page right here and type in the email address that you chose in the file. What will happen when you type in your email address here and press continue is that you will receive a 6-character code to your email inbox. You copy that code and continue on the next page, and when you do so you will be logged into Aboard and it will look something like this. So this is your home dashboard as admins of the system. In this case I'm a test person and I'm Carl. So there are a lot of cool things to do in the system, obviously. However, in this video we will focus on the validation part, and that is based on what has been added to this sheet and how you in the system can validate that it landed the way that you intended it to land. I mentioned that the sheet is case sensitive, which means if we would have written security with a typo or with a blank or anything like that, we would have more than one result or a duplicate. There also might be typos and other faults that we want to correct, but the first thing I would say when coming here is to make sure that we have the job titles we want, department names, and the workplace names. So how I would go about doing this is go to the top right corner where I would press company settings. Here to your left you'll see the different settings. What we will focus on now is the workplaces, departments, and job titles. So I just want to check here, are there any typos, are there any duplicates? If not, then I'm happy. We can, if we want, edit, change the name, but also add some more data or customize with some emojis and colors. If we're satisfied, then great. That's one part of the validation done. We do the same for departments. As you can see, there are a couple more here. So here we might want to make sure that there are any duplicates or anything like that. Again, typos, the same as in workplaces. If everything is correct, then we're happy. We move on to job titles, and here we can see, are there any typos, anything else that we need to be aware of. We can see there are a couple blank ones in this case. This might be because there has been a person who has had the data analyst role previously, but there is currently no one who has this role. So nothing to be alarmed about, but just make sure that you're happy with the spelling and there aren't any, again, typos or duplicates. The next part is the rest of the employee data. So we want to make sure that all the information about work phone, etc., and the details and data we've added here is correct, as well as their positions and employment data, salaries, etc., etc. Everything that we've added, we want to make sure is correct in the system. So what we do is we go to the people module. Here you'll see the list of all your employees. You'll see anyone who's terminated or not working here any longer based on what we've typed in the employments. So maybe check those and see that it's correct. But otherwise, what we usually do is based off of the number here, we do a couple of sample tests. Obviously, the more we do, the better and the more sure we can be about how everything is landed. But count maybe 10-15%, and if it looks correct of those randomly selected employees, then we should be confident that the import has been done correctly and we typed it in correctly in the sheet. So we go to Anna, for example, and here, based off of what we added to the sheet, we should just confirm that everything is correct. So her work email, the personal email, we just go and check against what we have in the sheet. Is it the right manager? What department, workplace, and employee ID? We can drill down even further if we press details up here. Here we can see it based on the category, and if needed, make edits. As you can see, there are buttons to do that here. And we can scroll down. Here we have the pay salary. Press the I to reveal it and just make sure that everything looks to be correct. Scroll down and you'll find more or less all the data that we have added. And in the cases where we have anyone with historical data, we will see that as well. Go to Anton, again, check the details, scroll down. Do we have anything that we need to correct? In that case, press edit. We might want to see if there is someone with historical data and how that has landed. So we have Oscar, for example. We can see that he has a couple of previous roles. So going back to the system and the people tab or module, we can scroll down, or we can search Oscar. And I think it was Persson. Okay, perfect. We go to Persson. Again, we can check some information here, but it's always best to drill down on the nitty-gritty and the details. And here we can scroll down, and we have previous roles here. So now we just want to toggle past positions and see that they are the same ones, which they seem to be, which is great. The same should go for salaries, which it does. And so this is how we actually validate that the import has been done correctly. As you can see, I would go for all of these tabs, or the ones where we have filled in any data, to make sure. And again, maybe 10 to 15% is a good number to aim for. If you have more time and want to feel even more confident, you can do more than that, of course, but it should be a good enough percentage to feel confident. If any edits need to be made, again, you can just press them here, change this to remote EU, for example, and save. That way, everything, you have the possibility of making any changes that you feel are needed. But yes, this is more or less how you do the validation. And when this is done, you could say that the fun part begins with setting the system up and so on, to get full use out of your investment. Make sure that you feel confident with the import by doing a couple of sample tests. Let your customer success manager know when this has been done, so you can proceed into building the system the way you want and intend it to be built. So also, as usual, always let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, that concludes this video.